everybody, my name is Roxanne and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to FNaF's Scariest Animatronics, and here's why. If you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and never miss another one of my videos. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a long-running series of horror games in which the player is stalked by various animatronics haunted by the spirits of the dead.
Which is pretty scary to think about, to be fair.
Some of these animatronics have rather morbid backstories, but all of them are highly creepy. In today's video, we take a look at the scariest animatronics from the FNaF series, taking into account appearance, scare tactics, and backstory to
Winter Chica is a little bit scary, but honestly, she doesn't scare me that much, honestly. If I'm really not, I don't really have, like, no animatronic from Five Nights at Freddy's really scares me that much, if I'm being honest. Like, that's just me personally. That's just, they might scare some people, but not really me that much, if I'm being honest. But it's whatever, I still love the games a lot, especially Security Breach. Just because I'm in it, and, you know, other reasons too. I mean, the Pizza Place is nice. Definitely an awesome place to be.
figure out which are the creepiest of all time and why.
Circus Baby, why is she scary? Why, because of her backstory or something?
Many of you may share a phobia of creepy looking dolls and clowns. Circus Baby plays on these fears as her appearance includes qualities of both of these to make for a
What in a clown?
Share a phobia of creepy looking dolls and clowns.
Oh, okay, got it.
Circus Baby plays on these fears as her appearance includes qualities of both of these to make for a hair-raising design. Her mouth is open wide with lots of small human-like teeth.
I'm sure some people find Circus Baby pretty rather than scary, but whatever. I'm sure pretty much anybody would find me pretty rather than scary as well, so there's that.
While her eyes are big and bright. Baby's midsection contains a claw which was supposed to hold ice cream cones when the animatronic was originally designed. However, there is a haunting backstory to this claw. Circus Baby used it to grab a little girl, often speculated to be the daughter of its creator, William Afton, whose spirit now inhabits this body. Circus Baby is also scary due to just how tall she is. However,
she is 7.2 feet tall.
However, despite how creepy she looks, this particular animatronic doesn't
That's even taller than me, actually.
actually jump scare the player, unless we count her scrap version from FNaF 6 that is, which is maybe slightly creepier anyway.
Ballora, why is Ballora scary?
There's always something a little creepy about humanoid looking robots.
Some of these I'm surprised are on the list, but whatever.
Ballora is the most human-looking animatronic and certainly has the power to evoke a chill down even the most fearless.
Okay, now that is just weird looking. That is cursed. That is so cursed. Also, we never see Ballora with her eyes open. But still, that is just cursed. Don't ever show
Of
me
horror
again.
fans' spines. What makes Ballora extra creepy is the way in which she silently dances through the halls of Sister Location to a spooky musical number. If the player is detected, Ballora lunges at them, her face splitting wide open to reveal a hideous sight, with piercing eyes and sharp teeth ready to bite. An additional creepiness to this character can be found with her little helpers, the mini-renas.
And who's next? Ennard. Yeah, I can see why Ennard scares people. Him I can see why. Or her. Well, actually, Ennard doesn't really have a gender, honestly.
Ennard is surely the most terrifying of the humanoid animatronics, being an amalgamation of several other scrapped endoskeletons, including Ballora, who we just spoke about. Ennard's body is a mess of wires and cables, while its face is covered by a clown-like mask.
Well, sometimes it's not, but yeah.
However, as creepy as this mask is, it is far less scary than what lies beneath it. The maskless Ennard is truly the stuff of nightmares.
That is a bit strange looking, if I'm being honest.
Being silently stalked by Ennard during the security camera sequence in Sister Location is a genuinely unsettling experience, as it edges ever closer with a dead look in its eyes. For many, this often comes to a close with a heart-stopping jump scare.
I wouldn't say a heart-stopping, but you know, whatever. Foxy. Hey, I thought Foxy was a fan favorite. At least before I was. Or, am I a fan favorite? I know a lot of people love me. A lot of people. Like, so I could basically be a fan favorite.
Sure.
You know, people love me. So, I am the best after all.
Nightmare Foxy looks scarier, and anything that hides in a closet at night ready to pounce at any moment.
Are you specifically talking about Nightmare Foxy? Because I can see why any nightmare animatronic would be scary. But, not that it would scare me in particular, but I'm talking about, like, in general.
Is definitely something to fear. However, there really is something far more terrifying about the purity of the original Foxy and his jump scare. Foxy first appeared in the original Five Nights at Freddy's as a character who would peek out from behind a curtain in Pirate Cove, before edging to the corner of the frame and eventually charging full pelt towards the player before launching at them with a blood-curdling screech.
Yikes.
One of the 5 key
I mean, that's all the animatronics, but Foxy, yeah, he is a little bit different from the others, I will admit.
Animatronics believed to be holding the decaying corpses of William Afton's victims, Foxy is also believed to be responsible for the bite of 87.
I mean, fair enough.
This was an accident.
But still, we all know that Foxy is... I can see why people would think that, but Foxy is definitely not, like... Foxy definitely did not do the bite of 87. It doesn't matter what anybody says. We all know Fredbear did the bite of 83. We all know that. But the bite of 87, I definitely am pretty sure that is not Foxy. There are 3 possible suspects for the bite of 87 that I'd say could have done it. The Mangle, Toy Chica, and Wither Chica. Now, these 3 characters could have done it, but we don't know who it was. But I'm pretty sure it was not Foxy, like, at all. I'm pretty sure Foxy had no part of that.
Accident involving a person who was bitten by an animatronic and lost their frontal lobe in the process in the year 1987. So yeah, there's a sinister story behind Foxy, which goes beyond his creepy appearance and jump scare. The original Bonnie...
I feel like any nightmare animatronic would be scary to some people.
He had one of the most terrifying jump scares of any animatronic from the series. He also would try to forcibly cram any humans spotted at the pizzeria after hours into one of the spare suits, with little care for how they would fit in there. Even the developer, Scott Coulthon, commented on how he had nightmares about Bonnie while programming.
I remember hearing about that, yeah. And also, we also heard about that in our Valentine's Day special video. If you want to watch that, just check it out. It's on my channel. So.
The game, and regards him as one of the most frightening characters. So Nightmare Bonnie, essentially a nightmarish looking version of this already unsettling animatronic, is something else entirely. His
Yeah.
Presence in the fourth FNaF game is scarier, not only because of his more gruesome look, but also because of how aggressive he is, relentlessly coming after the player, and
I feel like Nightmare Bonnie isn't, like, all that aggressive in FNaF 4. Like, at least on the earlier nights, he's not. Nightmare Chica is on a whole nother level, though. Like, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Nightmare Chica is on a whole nother level of aggressive. Nightmare Chica is really aggressive. Nightmare Bonnie is not too aggressive. So there's that.
and making it very difficult for us to avoid him.
Phantom Marionette.
Puppets are scary in general, but the puppets in FNaF are designed to look scary from the off, and so we get this creation. Phantom Puppet is a charred version of the puppet from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This original incarnation was already something to fear, a tall, lanky design that evokes that of Slender
I mean, seriously, that thing is tall.
Man, with a creepy toothless clown.
Isn't the puppet the oh my goodness, isn't like the puppet like the tallest animatronic in like, it's not, I don't even know if it's animatronic. But isn't it like the tallest character in all the games? Probably even taller than Circus Baby, if I'm being honest. Well, depending on, because a friend of mine told me that he heard from somebody that the puppet king like is as tall as like almost as tall as the pizzeria. I don't believe it for a second, but I'm sure there are some people that would believe that if they were told that, but I'm not gonna believe that. Because ain't no way the puppet's as tall as the building or like goes from the floor to the ceiling. I mean, that thing floats. That thing literally floats. Or in Help Wanted, you can see it walking around, not floating, but still. That thing can float, I'm pretty sure. And I'm like 90% sure that thing is not as tall as the building. So, there's that.
Face and stripy limbs. The Phantom version has a burnt black body and piercing white eyes, which stare right through our soul. What?
That is pretty scary, not gonna lie, but it doesn't really scare me that much personally, but I can see how it would scare other people.
What makes Phantom Puppet so scary to experience is the way he will sneak up on the player in the security office and sit himself just inches in front of their face. A weird dial-up noise similar to that of a fax machine then emits from the puppet as it stares right through us.
Hey, puppet. The Mangle.
Mangle has a very disturbing jump scare noise that will shake most people pretty badly, but
How?
as well as this, she just looks horrifying, which is ironic.
Yeah, you just made her look more horrifying than he actually looked in the game. So.
Considering she is a version of Foxy who was, in the words of Phone Guy, redesigned to be more kid-friendly. The problem was that the kids at the pizzeria used to be a bit rough on poor Mangle and ended up pulling her.
They were a bit rough on her, so that's why he looks like that. Notice how I'm using him and her as a pronoun for Mangle. Have you noticed that? Until before I mentioned it, let me know in the comments, and don't lie.
Her to pieces on a regular basis, which resulted in the staff naming her Mangle and leaving her as a pull apart and put back together attraction for the kids to mess around with. Imagine living out an existence where every day you were taken apart and then stuck back together. As well as this sad
That is crazy.
story and petrifying jump scare, the appearance of Mangle is just downright creepy. Her mutilated endoskeleton is so all over the place, it almost looks spider-like at times.
That is crazy, not gonna lie. Holy shit. That design, oh my goodness, look at that. Like, yeah, she is all over the place. Like, that's crazy. I think damn. I don't know. That's not, I think I had a friend that made like like prop Mangle or something. It was pretty cool, but you know, whatever.
Times.
Springtrap. I mean, Springtrap isn't that scary. I mean, if anything, what's his face? Glitchtrap, which is a different version of Springtrap. Let's just say Glitchtrap is not my favorite character. I mean, he's annoying. Because Glitchtrap is the one that made Vanny hack us. And let's just say that was not a good experience at all. That's all I'm going to say.
Springtrap looks horrifying. Featuring a decaying version of the original Bonnie suit design, this creepy rabbit animatronic has a very dark and mysterious backstory that is sure to make you feel a little unnerved. You see, William Afton, the creator of these suits and the evil man responsible for the murder of 5 children, ended up hiding from the spirits of his victims in this very suit before the spring lock malfunctioned and snapped closed on him. Impaling Afton inside the suit and fusing his body within. The cruel and tortured spirit of this man now haunts Springtrap as he hunts down the player. In fact, we can even catch glimpses of Afton's mummified corpse within.
That is pretty gross if you think about it, but oh my goodness, that's crazy. Can you imagine the pain that this guy went through once he got spring locked? Oh goodness, that must have hurt like hell. That had to be some crazy torture, bro. Oh my goodness.
Springtrap's suit on occasion. This is both a terrifying and gory animatronic with a very disturbing backstory.
Oh yeah, Nightmare, literally, wow. Nightmare, I can definitely see why Nightmare scares people. I mean, I love Nightmare. He is one of my favorite characters.
Looking at Nightmare, you can probably tell why he ranks so highly on this rundown of FNaF's Scariest Animatronics. Visually, he is one of the most terrifying creations simply.
That is pretty scary looking, I will admit, but I'm not really that scared of any FNaF animatronic. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But I do love Nightmare's design. I freaking love Nightmare's design.
Because he was designed to resemble a nightmarish version of everybody's favorite bear.
Hey Nightmare! I freaking love looking at Nightmare's design. It just makes me so happy.
Freddy. His suit is actually transparent, meaning that Nightmare blends into the darkness almost perfectly, and this makes him very hard to spot until he gets very close to us. While his jump scare lacks any kind of animation, it still remains quite horrifying. The tension feels palpable as we flash our light down the hallways, never knowing if Nightmare will appear just inches from our face at any moment.
Yeah, I love looking at Nightmare. His design is very cool, I will not lie. My design, I know I'm pretty and I'm like literally the best. Like literally. You can't deny that. I'm the Roxanne Wolf. You can't deny that. But to be fair, Nightmare is has one of my favorite designs, besides myself, of course. That's crazy. Freddy Fazbear is the next character and possibly the last one. Alright, yeah, Freddy Fazbear is the final character. Got it.
As we come to the final place on this list, we also find the animatronic that started it all, the iconic Freddy Fazbear. Freddy isn't the scariest looking, his jump scare isn't the worst, and his backstory has been bested by other creations with darker tales to tell. However, Freddy is the most consistently creepy when looking at his character as a whole. From the way the power cuts out and eerie children's music begins to play before he finally attacks us,
And there's Freddy.
to the super creepy humming we hear through the halls as an unseen Freddy begins to prowl, the spooky flashes of his face that sometimes glitch out the security.
Do you really think that's Freddy making that noise? Hold on. I'm so confused. Go back.
Seen Freddy begins to prowl.
Hold on.
As an unseen Freddy begins to prowl.
No. What did you say?
To the super creepy humming we hear through the hall.
Humming through the halls? That's Foxy, not Freddy. You want to know how people know that? Because if you go to Pirates Cove, the Pirates Cove camera, that's where the sound gets a lot louder. Not wherever Freddy is. Come on now. And as far as the Tour March, that is louder when you're on the kitchen camera.
As an unseen Freddy begins to prowl. The spooky flashes of his face that sometimes glitch out the security tab.
Oh, do you mean that humming? I don't really know exactly what he meant. But there's a lot of things he could have meant, let's be honest.
Tablet, and
also that is creepy the way Freddy stares at you, but
and that threatening look he shoots us from time to time.
Hi, Freddy.
Freddy is the ultimate and original animatronic for evoking fear in players around the world. With his creation, the landscape of indie horror games was forever changed, and a terrifying legend was born, laying the groundwork for many games and even scarier animatronics to come after. But
correct. Freddy's
nothing quite beats the original, right? And that's it for today's video.
Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely an awesome series. It's just crazy how fun it is. Either way, that's it for me for now, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. I enjoyed making it. Remember to stay awesome. And remember, I am